Hi everybody, Rob Biaggi with a question for you. How do you talk about your ex? The father of your son. If you're a Christian single mom, you're trying to raise a son who is confident, communicative, loving, Christlike, a good man, you probably don't think your ex is a good man or a good example for him. It's probably hard to stay calm and hold your tongue when the topic of your ex comes up for some of you, right? So what do you say to your son about your ex, and why does it matter? If your ex was selfish or manipulative or cruel or an addict or lazy, why can't you just say so? Well, I say because he's your son's earthly father, his one and only dad. And you, mom, are smart enough to know that what your child thinks about his father and his mother is foundational to his worldview, to his heart, to his life. On this channel, I want to talk about things that really matter in life. Faith, parenting, relationships. I want to learn with all of you. I'm not a PhD, but you don't need a PhD to start conversations, to be supportive, to be an encourager, to speak life. And that's what I'd like to be for you, if I may. To try to give you a man's perspective on things if you're open to that, and to listen to you. I myself have an ex-wife, and I lost my self-control several times over the years after our breakup, many times. When I was married to her, I was one of those people who had expectations that were too high about everything. I was like, if we're going to be married, let's have a great marriage. Let's go places and do stuff and stay up late talking and kiss and stuff a lot. And my ex ended up thinking I was too much, impossible to please, and she was right. I did end up frustrated and dissatisfied, impatient, unkind at times. So she left, of course. I don't blame her for wanting to leave the relationship, but I wish that she hadn't because of how it hurt our son profoundly, and I had a big part in that. I have to own that. For many years, I wasn't humble or mature enough to say, yeah, I drove her away. I wasn't the man I should have been. I'm not saying that if your ex betrayed you and left you for someone else or was abusive or addicted, that you should just smile and say wonderful things about him to your son, but let's think about this. Your son's going to figure out what's what. He's going to know what his dad is all about. He's going to see it, and he's going to see you and know your strengths and weaknesses too. Kids are extremely observant, and he's going to have to take all that in and decide what kind of man he's going to become. I say that all the time to teenage guys and young adults in our program. I say, what kind of man do you want to be? Are you going to be kind, patient, self-controlled, a man of honor, or lazy, entitled, selfish, unwilling to honor a commitment? Are you going to bail when things get tough in life? Each of us gets to decide. And if your son gets saved and becomes a true Christian, he's going to want to offer his parents grace and forgiveness for the ways that you guys might not have been everything he needed exactly, perfectly. Because no parent is. No parent is perfect. No family is perfect. We need Jesus. We need the Lord to fill in the gaps, to take what happened to all of us in childhood and use that to change us, to sanctify us so we can bless and encourage others. I hope you help your son to see the good qualities that God gave your ex, maybe work ethic or creativity, loyalty to his college buddies or neighbors. If you can stomach it, say something to your son like, hey, I saw online that your dad was helping his neighbor with that project. That's pretty cool that he's generous with his time like that. Don't make it a long discussion. Just drop something positive, thought-provoking like that, and walk away. But moms, let us all know how you talk about your ex, or how you think would be best to talk about your ex to your son. Are you going to be patient and take the long-term perspective and pray that God might even do a redeeming work in your ex? Or are you just going to go for the temporary satisfaction of ripping him apart so that your son knows for sure that it was he who ruined everything? I know it's tempting. I've put together a PDF with a few ideas for moms, questions you can ask your son at your next Sunday sit-down to get him thinking about deep issues of life and career and his future, and maybe to get him talking a little bit. There's a link in the description you can click to see that PDF. And that Sunday sit-down, by the way, is only a 20-minute exercise for you and him together. I don't want your son thinking it's a 90-minute lecture from mom. And I hope you'll watch this video next. It talks about what your son is seeing in culture, in social media, influencers, gaming, music, movies, trends that are quite literally trying to capture your son, whether he's 6 years old or 16 or 26, and some ideas on how to help your son process his world. So click right there, and I'll see you over there.
People